Welcome, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. Today, we are joined with the man, the myth, the legend, Phil Bozeman of Whitechapel. Phil, how you doing today, homie?
I'm doing pretty good. Am I delayed or something?
You shouldn't be delayed. Are you seeing yourself in me? Because I can take off you seeing me if that's tripping you out.
Oh no, it's all good.
Okay, yeah, no. Usual fun Zoom start. Dude, Phil, welcome, man. It's album week. How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. It's oh man, it feels like we've been sitting on this album for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, it was done God, like early last year.
Really?
I think it's been done for I think I don't know. I can't remember. But it's been a long ass fucking time.
Right. Well, it's been cool, man, because last time we talked, I think it was last year sometime. I think it was like 10 months ago or something. And I remember you talking about the record when you were talking with me. You were like, dude, yeah, like we're doing stuff. It's going to be cool, heavy, kind of old school Whitechapel. And obviously, everyone can be a naysayer and be like, oh, every band in the world says, yeah, we're going to go back to our roots and do this stuff. And then you guys drop Visceral Wretch. And I think 99% of anyone who doubted that just shut the fuck up completely. Because, like, dude, how has this rollout been for you even? It must be crazy to see everyone just go like, what? What's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we just wanted to write the stuff that we did earlier on in our career as 40-year-old men and not, right. 20-year-olds that we were at the time, early 20s anyway. Yeah, and I mean, of course, I've always been very into heavy music ever since I was a teenager, and of course into other music too. So I mean, with being in a band, you kind of get you just want to experiment, see what else you can do. But
Yeah.
for this one, yeah, I just wanted to kind of just do that shit as yeah, like I said, 40-year-old men and not 21-year-olds like we were at the time.
What's the big difference of 20-year-old Phil versus 40-year-old Phil when it comes to, I guess, like writing this kind of 2000s traditional deathcore now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess just miles. I have miles on me now. Just different spot in my life compared to whenever I was younger. I think that I just kind of, I don't know. I went through all the motions of life and got here and always loved heavy music. So just wanted to make something heavy and menacing again, like I did. Like whenever I had that hunger to do that.
Right.
Whenever I was younger. So, I mean, when you get older, I mean, things change. I mean, shit, I've definitely changed a lot in comparison to how I was whenever I was younger. I mean, I'm all into like plants now and birds.
Plants. Do you have like a bird feeder?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Any do you have, I know I see some of the times these little videos of like people that have a camera in the bird feeder just to like watch the birds after.
I've got one of those.
You got bird cam?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've got one of those. Which I'm kind of pissed off right now because there's a mockingbird that's they're assholes, and I just learned this not that long ago.
Okay.
And they just scare all the birds off, and now all the birds are gone.
Oh really? Like they're very territorial, like that is their thing.
It's like this time of year where they're just like guarding, because apparently they just want to show their mate that they have food. They're like, hey, check out all this shit I got over here.
I got a whole fucking house, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, flexing his shit.
Whoa, future Nick here. I just want to thank Sweetwater for sponsoring the Nik Nocturnal podcast. Sweetwater has literally anything you might need in terms of gear, interfaces, camera equipment, guitars, or even this microphone that literally every podcaster and vocalist use nowadays. So be sure to go to sweetwater.com/shop/Nik Nocturnal to go see all my personal gear picks and get some of that sweet gear.
Yeah, I mean, like, I never used to read. I don't really read that much still, but I do way more than I used to.
Right.
I'm reading the fucking Hobbit right now.
You're reading the Hobbit?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the Lord of the Rings movies back whenever I was younger. I don't remember shit from them. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to read something kind of fantasy and, just kind of semi lighthearted. And yeah, I started reading The Hobbit, and I don't know what the fuck's going on with me lately. But
Yeah, you've been.
I don't know. I just relate to The Hobbit, because I'm kind of a Hobbit myself. I kind of stay inside and
Chilling, vibing.
yeah, pretty much.
How's the planting life? That's something me and Paula have talked about. Paula wants to get like a bunch of plants always, and actually to feed birds, because we have this little squirrel that comes over, and we get so much joy from seeing the squirrel that she's like, we need a bird feeder, and we need to get like plants. Do you have any like go-to plants? Like, are you growing like tomatoes? Like, what's your planting situation?
Well, no, like house plants.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
do have like an herb garden. My fiance's Canadian, like you, so I don't know if you say it too, but you guys say herbs.
We
You
say
actually
herbs
pronounce
there, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't be
Yeah.
forgetting nothing about that there, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, she says herbs, and I'm just like, the H is silent. But
That's wrong.
but
Yeah.
she likes to use like fresh herbs and stuff, and I never really did that. I always just bought the things. So if I ever used them,
Right.
but yeah, house plants. Yeah, I mean, I kind of dabbled in like container gardens last summer, and I don't think I want to do that shit again. It's way too much upkeep, and whenever I can just go down to the grocery store and just buy them, have someone grow them for me. I mean, it's cool, but like
Right.
it just, yeah. I mean, you've got squirrels and all that shit trying to come eat it too. So
Right. Dude, the squirrel. We have a lot of squirrels here. First of all, I didn't think squirrels existed in Florida. I'm very ignorant in that fact. Like, I came from Toronto, and we got here, and I was like, oh my God, there's a fucking squirrel. Like, did it follow us? Because I didn't know that they existed in hot places at all. And there's
oh yeah, yeah.
they just fucking, all the
Yeah,
fuck
they're all
around.
over the place. I mean, yeah, I mean, we don't have like the craziest wildlife down here.
You're in
I
Nashville
mean,
now?
you guys, what's up?
Are you, sorry, you're in Nashville now?
Knoxville.
Knoxville. Okay.
Basically the same thing. It's
Gotcha.
just that they're just a bigger city. But yeah, I mean, you guys down because you're in Florida now. You have the gators, the
Yeah, dude.
iguanas,
A lot of
lizards.
lizards.
Oh yeah, tons of lizards.
A lot of
snakes.
Yeah, I've luckily, dude. It's so funny because every time you go near a lake, there is a sign, no matter what, that says beware. Not like beware, sorry, of alligators and snakes. It says don't feed them. So it insinuates that they're there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's
It's not beware. It's just they are here. Do
Yeah.
not fuck with them.
Yeah, don't.
I mean, like I lived in Florida for like a very short stint of my life, and like I saw a few like wild ones, and I was just like, how is this real? Like, you know what I mean? Just like they're just like walking around, just like they're just here.
I feel I question every day how Florida is real, especially with the Florida man that now I'm see you see so many Florida man when you're here, you're like, okay, this is no longer like an anomaly. It's just Florida man is just my neighbor, and that's how the fuck you go around with it. It just kind of goes with that. Dude, yeah, but it's fun every time we chat. I know you're kind of more of like a homebody. How has kind of been being at home with like knowing the album's coming out and all that? Like, do you get anxious with album releases? Do you get excited? Are you just like, oh my God, I've had this thing for fucking ever. Like, thank God it's just coming out. Like, what's your pre-album game?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like just the social media shit. You got to kind of be on top of it. I mean, as much as I can be, I guess. I'm not the biggest social media
Right.
as of today anymore. But yeah, I mean, it's nice to be home. You just kind of sit back and watch and see what people think, and just. But shortly here, I mean, within the next 2 weeks or so, I mean, we're leaving for our headlining tour for the Hymns and Dissonance tour, and yeah, I mean, it's that time. It's go time. The the album's about to come out. I say CD as if anybody buys that shit anymore.
Did you see ADTR how they did their rollout where they made it so the CD was out first, which was kind of crazy in 2025, where they
Oh no, I didn't see that. All I saw was The only thing I saw was the cover, and because Alex was on the front cover.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I didn't know that they did it that way.
Dude, they
That's
did
like
a
super like
yeah.
2008.
They did a crazy rollout where they released two singles on streaming, and then I was confused because it's 2025, and they were like, the album is out, and then you're like, where the fuck is it? So you
Yeah,
like go search it, and they're like, oh my god, it's out like in stores, like they're releasing it in actual like record stores, CDs and vinyl. So they released that first, and then the streaming comes like a month later, and I was like, that's
really?
yeah. I think it's March. Oh my god, 25th
I mean,
or
what
something.
stores?
I just know the Orlando one, Parks Avenue, but like it's like record stores that still exist.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if it's like Target or something, the only thing you see there's like they just pretty much
Yeah.
sell vinyl of like Post Malone and like Miley Cyrus or some shit,
Mhm.
like it's not like
Yeah, it's not gonna be
or
much
like,
else than that.
Travis Scott or,
Yeah.
Migos or something, it's nothing like
Mhm.
us or them or
Yeah, no,
anything like that.
I'm curious to see because like it seems like a lot of people were listening. I'm like, that's such an interesting marketing rollout that like that's probably the first time people had to have bought in like CD players, or they probably realized when they bought the CD after they got it, how the fuck do
Hmm.
I play it?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
where do I shove it in nowadays?
yeah, maybe your PlayStation, I guess, and listen to it on your TV. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, like I don't have or even my I don't even think my
I don't.
desktop has a
Yeah,
CD drive. I think it's
mm,
the only CD drive that I possess is I have a PlayStation 5 that
yeah,
has its disc drive. And yeah, I mean, I'm just wondering when they're just going to stop and when
just
it's going to
stops.
just be done. Because I mean,
Mm,
vinyl is basically the thing now.
yeah,
And it's like
it's.
one of the oldest like
Mhm.
musical technologies out there to listen.
Yeah, the Zoomers got in on vinyl, so and when you can go to Amazon and get like a vinyl player for like $40 or something, and it's like very like okay,
Hmm.
this is meant for the new younger generation, and you can just play the vinyl. I'm like, okay, it
It's so
is.
weird because it's not even a new, it's like such
Yeah,
an old technology. And they're like, yeah, I got vinyl. I'm just like, you don't even, you don't even know what that is really. You know what I mean? Like,
do you have much any vinyl at all, or much of a collection?
no.
No.
I've never really been like a vinyl person.
Mm,
I have a record player,
right.
but the only vinyl I have is like the vinyls of our albums that Metal Blade sent us. Like I don't have
Right.
like I haven't done like a vinyl collection. I mean, maybe one day. I don't
Yeah.
nothing surprises me anymore because I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, this some of the shit that I do nowadays, I'm just like, what happened?
What?
I mean, I'm having a good time. It's just like if I sit down and think about it, I'm just
Right.
like, how did I get here?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, dude, and again, I think I say this on behalf of everyone here. The stuff you guys have been releasing, and also the teas. Might I say the teasers? That's been really enjoyable because I withheld myself where I was like I didn't want to listen to the record before it came out because we're gonna do a whole like album release party like a dumbass. I have to find a cave to listen to it in. Like we kind of dress up the set and all of that, so I have to kind of
Mm,
put a cave back here and figure that the fuck out. I want to listen to that, but I've been listening to all obviously the singles as well as do the teasers. And like I have never felt deathcore so hyped in many years, other than like right now with what you guys are rolling out, as well as like there's a lot of other bands also releasing kind of that like 2000s ish style. But like it's
yeah.
crazy to see you guys just come here, and the amount of times I see the comment like, "Oh, Daddy Phil Bozeman's like home," like Phil came back and was like, "What the, let's take it." How is that been for you guys? Because it's not like you guys haven't been, doing anything like you've always just been releasing music and you've been a band for so long. But this particularly, does this kind of feel almost like a new life or like a resurgence of just the band or Whitechapel or even yourself, and your vocals are fucking crazy on this thing so far, man.
No, thanks. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was very curious to see like because I know, people have said, over the years, people like the Valley, they like Ken or whatever, but they're just like, we just want you to be heavy because that's what you're supposed to do because that's what you are. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I get it. I
Mm,
mean, I kind of look at music. I mean, you're kind of like a business person. I mean, like
mm,
or like someone that sells something or just like you're not if you don't give people what they want,
Right.
I mean, they can kind of start to turn away, and
Mm.
that's kind of how I see it. You can kind of do what you want here and there, but at the end of the day, it again, like not a lot of people can view music without the image,
Yeah.
and I understand that. I can, but yeah, to a certain extent. I mean, like again, like I've always said, like if Cannibal Corpse came out with like an acoustic cover record or acoustic album, where
Right.
George is singing or something, like yeah, it's gonna be a little fucking weird,
Right.
but
That would be a
if
they need
it's
to do it in
good,
Disneyland specifically. That would be a
yeah,
fucking party, man.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they're in Florida, so I mean, shit.
Hell yeah,
I know
dude.
he's like super into like all that shit, like because like he's got two daughters, and he
Mhm.
like does like the claw machine and like goes to
Yeah.
Disney all the time with them or whatever. And
Mhm.
um,
I think that's
but
the
yeah,
only
I
time
mean,
he posts is if it's like Disney or like
oh
the
yeah,
Claw Machine or relate. Like, and he seems so happy. It's just
yeah,
like he's in
oh
his
yeah,
happy place, man.
mm-hmm.
Which is
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I understand that like we kind of need to give people what they want
mm,
and uh not stray away from like what got us here.
mm,
Um because I feel like if you lose track of that, you're kind of being disingenuous to like what you were and what you came up as and where you came from.
mm.
Um so I feel like we kind of owed it to the fans to be like, all right, stop fucking singing here and there and just fucking give them something relentless and
Right.
brutal and whatever, which, it's not necessarily because they just wanted it.
Yeah.
We wanted to do it too.
Mm,
I've been wanting to do it for a while too.
yeah.
So, but I mean, I love doing the Valley and Kin. I mean,
Mm,
it was fun to experiment and do that kind of stuff. But
mm,
also too, with the way we did it, not to toot our own horns or anything, but we didn't just flip a complete 180 and just go like
mm.
straight
Yeah. Yeah.
clean
Mm,
everything.
yeah.
It was very subtle. The Kin not was a little bit more so,
Mhm.
but the Valley was at least just a little sprinkle. It wasn't like too
Yeah. Yeah.
over the top and just like a completely alienating everyone else.
Well, because you guys have always obviously have that foundation of Whitechapel and being brutal as fuck, but something you guys always utilized, I think, the best of any like of the deathcore bands in the 2000s was groove, and I think you guys were able to, conceptually utilize groove, especially when you're doing those records, and kind of actually go further in groove. So the heaviness for some of those records wasn't as much brutality; it was more the groove factor, and then
Yeah,
it
yeah,
still
like
was like,
that's what I was.
yeah,
Yeah, like the like our records always came in like threes as far as like the style. Like the first three were like kind of like more just traditional, like old school, like deathcore kind of shit.
yeah,
Then the next three albums were more like kind of leaning into like that 90s like Pantera, like groove metal kind of
right,
shit.
hell yeah,
And
brother,
yeah, and then you know whatchamacallit, was it called Mark of the Blade? It
right,
was kind of a little outside the box. The Valley was that, but just more refined, I
mm,
felt like. And then Ken was just like leaning more into the Valley. And now it's like kind of like break the curse of just the albums of three and just kind of
right.
just go straight fucking heavy and not make like a trilogy of like
Gotcha, gotcha.
the same kind of sounding records, because that's what it was like. The first three deathcore, and then I don't know, how many albums do we have? Nine. Oh,
There's a few.
like
You can,
yeah.
dude? How old is Whitechapel at this fucking point? 20 years? More.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to be technical about it,
Mm.
it's like 19 years. But we this whole like project kind of started in like 2005,
Okay.
five-ish,
Like, do you
like
guys
late
have like a
2005.
anniversary? Like, do you have a date? Because 20 years for a band is a big thing. Do you guys have any dates where you're like, all right, guys, we got to text each other in this day and be like, yo,
I
nice.
think we kind of all agree, at least a few of us
Hmm.
kind of recognize that February of '06
Okay.
was like kind of like the homecoming, I guess you could say.
Right.
Like
Right.
this is what we're doing, this is who we are, like whatever. Um, but Yeah, it's just crazy to think because it feels like it's been an eternity, but in the grand scheme of things, it hasn't really been that long.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like it's been long. It's been a long time. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like it's been so much longer than it actually has been. It feels like we've been doing this for 25, 30 years. It's like
That's because we're still in the expansion packs of 2020, bro. Ever since 2020, it's just like
yeah,
a long ass expansion pack where it
the
just goes in it.
DLC.
Yeah, this is all DLCs at this point, man.
Yeah.
Where it's so cool to see again a band like you guys that came from all the way back then and created such a crazy legacy and almost reinvigorate that sound and modernize it. What's like? I'm so curious. What is the biggest difference besides getting older and maturing? Where you notice now recording like a record from 2006 all the way back then to recording this record where you're like, oh wow, even if in your mindset I think you're making a lot of the riffs for this one too, right? Like you're doing a lot of the fucking
Um, quite a few of them. Yeah.
right. What's like? Do you notice anything even like on the technological standard of like, whoa, that's fucking trippy that now we can do that and utilize that? Like we didn't have that shit 20 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, because I did a lot of the recording for the first demo we ever did, which was like '06, like the 6 song demo that we did.
Right.
I did the recording for a lot of that, and that was just pure, just trial and error. I didn't know
Right.
what the fuck I was doing. I literally downloaded a program from back then. It was called PC Drummer, and
Okay.
I had the trial version. I'm like 19
Right.
years old or something at the time, and I'm just like, well, I don't have the money to
Mhm.
fucking buy this $50 program or
Right.
whatever. So what I did is like, I don't remember exactly how I did it, but
Mm.
what I remember is that I just made the drum tracks and like re-looped it back into the computer or something,
Okay.
and then like figured out how to like basically pirate that software in a way. Like I didn't
It's
actually
like
pirate it.
The Reaper demo that never leaves the demo stage, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just like I figured out how to like, because it would give you
Mhm.
like only a certain amount of samples and like only a certain amount of time
Yeah, yeah.
like of the track that you could do. So yeah, like I figured out a way
Okay.
to like cheat the system and like do it that way.
Right.
And I was writing a lot of just like, because Whitechapel for me was like,
Mhm.
it was me and Ben Savage that were in a band together, and me and him were just so unhappy in that band at the time. We're
Right.
kids. There's just shit's not going the way that we wanted to, and I was just like, I just want to write like death metal, dude. Like I don't want to do the
Right.
kind of music we're doing because death metal is what I do, and
Mhm.
we're just kind of like in like a metalcore like fucking Kill Switch Engage worship band.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I just started doing that in Brandon Cagle's basement. The guy he's our sound guy, used to be a band member.
Mhm.
And he joined up and was just like, yeah, this is fun, whatever. And
Right.
so yeah, that's just kind of how it was born. It's just like us three just kind of doing it. And then, I talked to Alex on AOL Instant Messenger.
Oh my god, fucking AOL is a trip.
Yeah.
What was your preferred back then? Because Facebook was later. There was MSN. I don't know if you used MSN.
No, I used AIM.
AIM.
I used AIM and of course MySpace.
And MySpace.
But
Dude, MSN was amazing because you could annoy people because there was this nudge function where like you clicked it and it would, if the person was tabbed out, it would shake their whole fucking screen and shove your message in front of them. And something was special about making enemies really quickly with using MSN where like you could be friends forever and someone is really busy doing something important and you're just hitting that fucking nudge button and it's done. It's done. Friendship over. Dude, MSN was fun, but they didn't keep up with it. And then AOL does MySpace still exist, Phil?
I don't know. I mean, I want to say that it does, but it's just very obscure.
Yeah.
And no one,
No
I
one
would
uses
imagine no one really uses it, but because today for like, the Gen Z people, like that's just ancient. That's ancient
ancient
social media.
technology.
It's just like, why would you ever use that shit?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, for the time, man, that was everything. You know, you had your profile picture, your profile song, you know,
Mm,
your top friends or whatever that you had. I mean, it
mm,
was like the way that we kind of like broke out and kind of gained traction was like I'm pretty sure Wade, uh, Alex, got a automatic friend adder, and it would just spam like you know what I mean,
gotcha.
friend requests to people,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like that's just how you had to
Dude,
do it,
you
man. You
guys
know what I
were
mean? Like,
ahead of the time. I mean, that and then learning drum programming in 2006, that couldn't have been easy.
oh,
Like,
it was.
that's
Yeah, and I
bizarre.
mean, our sound guy at the time, or a sound guy now,
Mm,
good band member at the time,
right.
he was kind of learning a little bit about recording and stuff like that. Um, he's kind of like one of those dudes that like just knows how to do everything.
Gotcha.
You know, you know you could take a car apart and he puts it back together. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like he just knows how to figure shit out. But at the time it was just me. I was just like I was just doing it all, and you know, Savage of course was writing his riffs and stuff. But for the most part, I was kind of doing Whitechapel on the side of the band I was currently in, and I never really said anything to anybody
Mm.
about it. And then
The
I just
metalcore
finally
band,
was
right?
just yeah, the metalcore band,
Right.
and then I was doing the Whitechapel stuff on the side because I was like I had an itch for that shit because I was like I just want to write death metal, you know, like I want to write like
Right.
brutal shit, you know, because that's what I'm into.
Hmm.
And yeah, I mean, it was just
Hmm. That was
it's like I remember so much, but so little at the same time.
right. What
A
wait,
lot of it's just a blur.
with the metalcore project, I actually didn't know you were in a project before. Were you doing vocals, I was assuming?
Um, I wasn't the singer. We had a singer. He unfortunately passed away. It was
Oh no. Wow.
Savage's like best friend,
Mm,
and he was an incredible singer.
mm,
Like talk about like Maynard James Keenan
mm.
incarnate. That was him.
Oh
Like he was
shit.
so good. Um, Screaming, he would like he could do it, but it wasn't like you know, whoa, holy shit.
Right.
So I was doing like backup, like guttural vocals and stuff in some of the shit, you know. So like
Mm,
that's kind of like I was screaming a little bit before that,
mm,
and like other shit that I'd done with like Brandon Cagle or Sound Guy, like because I've been friends with him since we went to high school together. But
mm.
yeah, I just was doing backup vocals and that shit, and that's kind of like where it started for me. I was just like, I just kind of want to do this.
Right. That was a good
And
choice, Phil.
I mean, I just was very influenced by like gore metal and death metal and just like very I just always loved the guttural shit.
The gutter.
That's yeah, I
Are you
was
into the not a brie, but like the oinks nowadays, like the
what's that?
guttalax? It's just like straight up oink noises. I can't make any of them. Like
Oh,
it's
are you talking about what the fuck is their name? They're like a Czech band, I
guttalax,
think.
gore pig. I don't know.
Gutalax,
Yes,
that's what it is. Yeah. Yep.
yeah, that's
That band is fucking heavy, dude.
yeah,
That band
dude.
is hard. Like
Mm,
the vocals are, you know, kind of memey, you know, but
yeah,
like no, like the musically though, that band's pretty like heavy. Like
yeah.
some of the shit they've written, I'm just like, damn, that riff is hard.
Yeah, it's a lot of bands. It's doing this like just dun like slammy gory. I don't fucking know. You know, like just
Hmm.
heavy fun thing with just pig vocals, and that's it. And it's popping on TikTok. That's the
Really?
funniest thing. It's like the new normie sits there and dances, like you know how girly pop or whatever the fuck they were doing with the Custer or Slipknot song. This is
Hmm.
the new girly pop thing where it's just like normal dances, normal people, and they have just oink 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 going the entire fucking time.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking hilarious to see actually.
Yeah,
It's
and I
just
mean the shit like that is like it just blows up. You know
mm,
what I mean? Like it just because I mean, you know, it's just it's fun. It's just kind of mindless, you know, fun shit. You know, and
yeah.
it's just supposed to be funny. It's not supposed to be taken super serious. There is one band I saw recently. They wear like gold and black masks. I don't, it's like
Sleep
one
token.
half is gold and one half is black, and they're like almost like trying to revive like 90s new metal or something. I don't know what it was, but I
Dude,
saw it
everyone's wearing
recently.
masks nowadays. It's tripping me out. Like
Hmm.
a mask band, I'm like, there's like 20 bands that run through my brain, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's like you
I
got to do it the right way or it just doesn't work.
yeah.
Like I think Sleep Token did it perfectly. It's just all anonymous.
Mm,
Ghost kind of the same way. Of course, Slipknot, they were kind of,
mm.
the ones that kind of really, well, I mean, OG kind of shit's like
Right.
GWAR, like GWAR, of course,
GWAR
but
is
like,
hilarious, dude. I had
yeah.
I don't know which one, Pustulus or one of them on the show one time, and he talked about alien planets and very, very non-safe Twitch things for like 2 hours. We just talked about alien dicks. I think that was it, and there was no sense to it. And he kept in character the entire time. I really tried to make him talk about anything else, and he just fucking went for it, dude. I respect when people are that hardcore on
Oh,
a
yeah.
specific theme, and
Hmm.
they will not break. They won't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean that's how GWAR was. When we toured with them, like when they're in costume, like they are in character. Like
Yeah.
it is, you are not breaking them.
Yeah.
And which is
Yeah.
that's got to be mentally taxing.
Yeah.
Like
Have you ever thought
I
about
don't know
doing
if
the
I could
mask
do it.
life as when you guys were younger, doing the mask life and being like, "Fuck it, we can pull off the mask. Just go for it."
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, it's like I don't know. It. I've always loved like theatrical shit.
Hmm.
Of course, Slipknot, Behemoth, just every band that has like a theatrical look to them.
Yeah.
But I sit there and think I'm just like, God, it's just got to be so exhausting to have to keep up with that shit all the time and like put that
Yep.
on every single night and wash it off and get super hot in your costume and there's some venues that we've played and I'm just like, if you were in like a Slipknot or like
Hmm.
any sort of like get up at all,
Yep.
you would potentially die.
Yeah.
Like there's some venues it's just like this, like being in my getup is like dangerous at this point.
Do you have a go-to comfort getup for stage where you're just like, this is it. This is maximum vocal performance for what I'm.
I mean, I would just say yeah, just kind of like pants and a t-shirt. I
Mhm.
know that it's like um kind of I don't know, like it's I usually just dress how I am as a person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna wear like super like street kind of like clothing and shit like streetwear and shit.
Yeah.
I'm kind of very just like bland and just that's kind of how I like to be. It's weird that I do what I do because I do not like the spotlight
Hmm.
and I don't know. It's so I've talked to a lot of people about this. It's just like it's so weird that I do what I do because I don't like attention. I don't like
Hmm.
people to just if like could you imagine like celebrities nowadays? Because like I'm obviously nowhere near a celebrity. So like like Justin Bieber or like any of these people like just like you can't even go out in public
Yep.
and without cameras in your face. That is my worst nightmare.
Yeah, I think, dude, that's rare though, and I got to give you so much credit, and I have so much respect for you too. And again, anytime I talk to you, it's like you are probably the most straight up, just chill, like you get what you get kind of dude. Because in the scene, obviously, there's a lot of musicians and vocalists, and they definitely like attention. It's
Hmm.
not like a hidden thing. It's like they'll be like, "Oh no, please, no, please," and then they're doing anything, any kind of dance or thirst things to like just get likes and that and post nonstop. And
Hmm.
and this is coming from a fucking YouTuber. It's so exhausting to have to do
Hmm.
that all the time.
Yeah,
And
I just
yeah,
yeah, like that's why I like with content stuff, it's like I would love to do it, but at the same time, I don't have that like flamboyant personality. Like I can't fake it. I can't put it on. Um, I guess like that kind of personality. Like I can like I've always liked like acting,
right.
um, but also with my personality, I would be able to play like a very like stoic kind of person. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
what do you mean? You're on Supernatural.
God, dude. Every day people tell me that. Just like, dude, you look like fucking, is it
I think
Dean or Jensen Ackles is his real name.
his name's Dean.
Dean Winchester
Yeah.
is his show name. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess if I look like that guy, I mean, I guess I'm doing okay. Because I guess he's a decent looking guy.
I mean,
But
Supernatural has been, oh my God, 11 seasons, I think it has an ungodly amount of time that show has existed. So, like, as an acting career, Phil, it's right there. If they ever need to sub it in, you can pull it off. You
think so?
I think you could pull off a Dean. You could chat. Phil can pull off a Dean. Because, like,
I don't know.
I haven't seen that much Supernatural, but he's a pretty chill guy that gets shit done. You know? Like, there's obviously little actory moments and all of that. So, yeah, chat's got your back, Phil. If you need to, for some reason, if Deathcore doesn't work, Phil, you have a whole acting career right there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I just like, I don't know, with like the content stuff, man. Like, I just, again, I respect the people that do it, that have the, you know, if they, you want attention or whatever, like, it's just some people are just like that. I'm just not. I don't like to be praised. I don't like to be complimented too much. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to have like a feeling of like, yeah, I'm better, because like I don't believe that and I never will. And yeah, I don't know.
I think because you though have such a calm, humble demeanor, that makes people respect you more and think more of you. Because that's so rare, Phil. Again, that doesn't happen nowadays, where people are just like, yeah, like whatever, like I'm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like whenever people compliment me, I'm just like, okay, thanks. Like, and like,
right.
There's some people, and I'm not saying anybody like specifically, but like after shows or something, somebody will like, I have no problem talking to someone or taking a picture with them. Absolutely. I will literally never say no to that, unless, I'm getting chased by like a murderer or something, like me, I'd be like, hey man, can you wait a second?
Supernatural is a busy job, guys. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but no problem talking to people. I love talking to, fans and just people that just enjoy heavy music and are just, because, like, no matter what, I'm going to be looked at as like kind of like a certain type of person, like I'm not going to be like some random person that anybody can just talk to, like if people are into the music, like people are going to be nervous when they talk to me, which I get it, but at the end of the day, like there's nothing to be nervous about, because I am probably more shy than you are. And, but yeah, I mean, it's weird though. Like as far as people like coming up to me and complimenting me, sometimes when people talk to me, they'll like compliment me like 10 times within like 20 seconds. And I'm just like, it's okay, man. You ain't gotta tell me I'm good. Like,
right.
Like I just appreciate that you like what we do. And, you get like people saying like the whole like goat conversation. I'm just like, I don't know, man. If people think that about me, then
Phil's the goat. There you go. I got you.
Yeah, like having that title, like, yeah, it's very flattering, but at the same time, I guess it just depends on what you base it off of. But like at the end of the day, music is just art in general is the most subjective thing on the planet. Like, because there's people that love shit and they've tried to show it to me. I'm just like, wow. And of course I'm nice about it, but like in my head, I'm just like, wow, this is probably one of the worst things I've ever heard. But then I sit there and say to myself, music is absolutely truly subjective, because there is some shit I hear, I'm just like, people like this, but I'll never like tell anybody that they're wrong for liking it, or go on the internet and like go on the YouTube comments of their music video and be like, you guys fucking suck, like
I could just picture you have a YouTube channel now called Dean Winchester that you just secretly go on YouTube and are just like, no, fuck you, dude. We've
all had that desire at one point in our lives to have like some sort of burner account so we can just go say all the shit we want to say.
Just specifically r/deathcore burner account, guys. I'm like, fuck no, not a vibe. Dude.
Yeah.
Fuck off. This is not it. With dude, I remember it was last year. Oh my god, I forgot, like October or something. You guys were on the Lorna tour, and I haven't seen you guys live in a minute. And also Paula hasn't seen you guys live in a long time.
Hmm.
And you guys started playing, and Paula, loves this Exile and a lot of the old catalog. And she was just like, "Oh, it would be really cool if they played like this Exile and that kind of stuff." You guys started with it, and like Paula is also very calm and chill and like very like she's like, "Yeah, like that's it." She doesn't really shout, get loud in any capacity, even though she's Brazilian. So I know that's uncommon, right? And I have never heard this woman ever going, "This is Exile! This is Exile!" She's just fucking, yeah, she was just fucking shouting. I was laughing my ass off nonstop, and she was so stoked. And seeing that show, dude, my God, that is one of the craziest fucking sets you guys I've seen with you. What you guys played on that tour, it was so brutally fucking crazy and heavy, and I've never seen Paula that happy in my whole life.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, after where was it? Orlando.
Yeah, it was Orlando. You guys
Yeah,
played.
yeah. I was gonna say. I mean, after talking, because it's the first time I ever met her, and I was just like, yeah. You telling me that, I'm just like, she did that? Because she's very like, just very quiet. And just
Paula's chill and very true. She's very true. She's very no cleans in my fucking metals, and that's
Yeah.
like seeing her like get that hyped. I was so stoked. Next, I was like, yeah, this is a vibe. And dude, yeah, seeing your guys' performance with that, and also hearing you guys played hymns or hymns. Okay, hymns
Yep.
before it was, and you guys played that live too. And dude, seeing the new songs as well as like the old catalog was like absolutely fucking crazy to see. So sorry to tie into what you were saying of like kind of people coming up to you after the show and like that GOAT argument. Your performance, Phil, is so insane that, dude, I think just like people that watch are just in shock, to be honest. Like I've seen all the fucking noisemaker guys, at this point. And dude, and straight up, even as a homie, I see you guys do that stuff, and I was just like, what the fuck? Like I was kind of just sitting there being like absolutely insane. So like I see where like I think some of that shock, and it's probably really funny because you're such a chill dude that like I think a lot of people when they correlate like the noises you're making, particularly on stage, with like your personality, it's like a different human completely.
Yeah, my family gives me that all the time. They're just like, I don't know how you're doing that. They're obviously Southern, like,
Right.
holy shit, what the hell, dude? But like, I, yeah, it's, I don't know. It's just kind of like a mode you get in.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like being, I don't know, just having like, it's like a form of DID, dissociative identity disorder,
Right.
like you just kind of just shift into this other person. And then, um, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of how it is. Like it's just any sort of like negative feeling or any sort of trauma in your life or anything like that. It's like for that moment, it's very strange. Like this is going to come across very like psychotic,
Right.
but it's almost like at those moments, like you just have like pure hatred in your heart and like pure misanthropy and just like I don't hate anyone,
Right.
but like in that moment, in that like just the aura that you're creating, you have just like this hatred for everyone that's in this room, but not really. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like you don't actually, but like it's just kind of like you just let out any sort of rage and yeah, I don't know. I like to have like kind of just like that very stoic and just like stone face kind of
Right.
vibe to myself whenever I'm putting on my performance. I like to have the just very. I'm not, going to be like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Whitechapel here." I'm not going to act like that because I don't want to put off that vibe.
Turned into
Because
fucking
it just-
goofy for a second.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just not. It kind of coincides with like the content stuff because like there's a lot of people that just like they can be like real silly and just fucking whack and like I can do that off the stage,
Yeah.
away from what we do, but when it comes to Whitechapel, it's like it's fucking serious. It's
Yeah.
like it's just not nice.
Yeah, I
Not a
gotcha.
nice time. You know, like it's time to be to hate, to
Right.
be upset about everything just for this moment.
Yeah.
You know, after we get done, you know, tell your friends fart jokes and, you know, whatever you got to do.
Right.
But in that moment, I just like it to be just like scary
Hmm.
and just to invoke a feeling out of people. Like,
Right.
because it's hard to make people take metal seriously nowadays
Oh,
with how
100%.
memes are and all that shit. And after touring with Meshuggah, I was like, I want that.
Right.
I just want people to look at us like that because whenever I watch Meshuggah, I'm just like, this is terrifying
Yeah.
because these guys are like no smiles,
Hmm.
no fun in games. Like this is like, you know, it's kind of like when you watch like a dark movie, you don't want to like, you're not watching it to laugh. You know,
Hmm.
you watch like fucking Jim Carrey or some shit like that, you know,
Right.
for that. But yeah, I just want it to be like super serious and just very like atmospheric and just very intimidating
Hmm.
because like I feel like that's an emotion a lot of people don't face a
Yeah.
lot of the times because people like to just laugh everything off and just, you know, kind of
Hmm.
I don't know, I like to have that feeling of like fear and
Right.
like to just kind of know that I know I'm getting real weird with this right now, but I'm
I
just saying
gotcha.
like I think a lot of people tend to like try to not ever feel that. So
Hmm.
whenever they do feel it in their life, they don't know how to feel, they don't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, it makes them definitely
That's
uncomfortable.
kind of view it. Like
Hmm.
it's like you need to feel some fear. You need to feel trauma or like pain or
Hmm.
like just scariness
Right.
just so you can like know how to deal with it whenever it does happen. Because
Yeah.
I guess I kind of dealt with that in my life. You know,
Hmm.
it just hit me, and it was, you know, like when my dad died, I was just like,
It's a lot.
I have no choice.
Hmm.
I have to deal with this. So
Right. So it
I'm getting a
is
little philosophical and fucking weird. So I think I'll just kind of
no, dude. That's
retract everything. So I'm
retract.
just trying to explain like
Yeah.
why I feel the way that I do
Hmm.
whenever we make this music.
No, dude, it makes a lot of sense, and obviously, you like Whitechapel is almost 20 years of emotions built into that, and
Hmm.
music and history and all of that. So, trying to invoke something specific and make people take it seriously, I think, is also rare nowadays because a lot of
It's
bands,
hard.
yeah,
It's hard. I mean, you know, because people make jokes and memes out of everything, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like,
mhm,
you know, life in general, you know, people don't want to take it too serious because it's a coping mechanism
yeah,
for us. Like it's a coping mechanism for us to just kind of just be happy go lucky and just like ignorance is bliss
yeah,
and no hate, you know, like that's fine. You know, not saying that people can't do that. I trust me, I look at memes all the fucking time. Watch I literally follow a guy on Instagram that his whole shtick is like about farts.
that's it.
I mean,
Just
yeah.
like in different scenarios, or just like
I mean, yeah, like right now, if you want to pull this guy up, his name is Riff Nuts. Riffnutz, I think.
okay.
He is it's like you know who Dax Flame is?
I don't know Dax Flame though.
You know who Dax Flame is? Like 21 Jump Street. He's like one of the most awkward people in the world, like one of the first YouTubers ever. No one knows if he's actually like this or if he's just been playing people forever.
Okay,
He's kind of like one of those people,
gotcha.
just one of those people that's very good at being awkward, but you
Yeah,
don't know if they're actually this awkward or if
right,
they're
right,
just
okay.
really good at it. He's like one of those people, but his whole thing is just about farts.
That's amazing.
And it's just, you know, that's the kind of shit I watch to laugh at, you know,
Right.
but
Just fucking rips it.
I don't really know how I got here,
I don't know how we don't know how any of us got here. That's how it goes.
but
No, that
yeah,
makes
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of. Is that also a question? I guess when it comes to streaming, because nowadays obviously content is such the big thing, and every band has to do this, or they have like labels and managers saying, "Hey, go do the dances," and shit like that.
Hmm.
Obviously, in a much like more chill vibe. I know you already stream. Is kind of that tied to how you feel with Whitechapel when you kind of get in the zone? Like, have you ever thought about wanting to do like vocals live on Twitch, or is it is it hard to probably separate those things? Because if you're doing vocals and you want to kind of make it more serious, I'm assuming it's hard to like look at chat, do Keck W, and then all of a sudden like rip a fucking, banging, vocal
Yeah, I
slide.
mean, it's so weird for me because like, yeah, I mean, I've thought about all this stuff. I've thought about, but at the same time, it's like I almost want to just be like, I don't want you in on the secrets. I don't want you in
Right.
on the how I do things or whatever. Like again, because like I've talked about it before, like there's no mystery in anything anymore. Like everyone
Yeah.
knows everything now, and like there's like I don't know if I talked to you about this before, but I know I've talked to somebody about it, a few people in my life, but just like back whenever I was younger, that shit was fun, like
Right.
to speculate shit. Like when people said Marilyn Manson took out one of his fucking ribs so he could give himself oral pleasure himself.
Yes.
Completely fucking untrue, but
Right.
it was fun to speculate and think that. You
Yes.
know what I mean? It's just
Mm.
like, oh my God, he's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, and just now it's like,
Yeah.
everything about everyone now.
Yeah,
Like,
people
just,
can't fake say something funny because then there's going to be a person on Reddit that just goes, "No, it didn't happen. I saw," and that's it.
yeah,
It's like you did it like this, bro. Like, no, this is what
yeah,
happened. Which is
yeah.
it's weird because now people speak for you for what happens and how to do things instead of being curious. Which I can
Mm-hmm.
kind of see how that's less fun and much less enjoyable. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's probably similar to video game culture too, where it's like everyone knows how to do everything now in every game ever. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like find the secret, glitches and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Everybody's already looking for them, or they can just data mine it. And it's just like,
Yeah,
there's no secrecy anymore, or no like something that's people have been trying to figure it out for years, and you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, and again, like I'm not saying like I have like secrets or anything with like vocals or anything, but like
mm,
at the same time, it's like it's almost like when you give people too much, they just start to like expect more and better, and
yep,
like it's like how much more of a ceiling can I reach to?
mm,
Like it's just like I don't know. It's like if I show you everything, it's just like you're never gonna like if you're eventually gonna just like be like, okay,
yeah,
next thing. You know what I mean? Like I like to kind of have like that mysteriousness about
mm,
not just what I do, but just in general. Just like um, back in the day when I listened to death metal, I thought those guys were literally like actual murderers. I thought that they were actually doing the things that they were saying. You know what I mean? Like obviously stupid, like they're obviously not, but there was a point in time where I
right,
I had that fear. I was like, "Oh my God, these guys are fucking insane."
right,
And yeah, it's just the content stuff is like it's like a blessing and a curse. Like
oh
it's
yeah,
it's so cool that these people can see all this shit and like get like an inside look to things and whatnot, but it also can start to like kind of take away from everything and just like not have any sort of like theatrical value to it. That's why I respect like what Sleep Token's doing is because
yeah,
like yeah, there's probably they've probably been figured out by now. People know who they are, like
yeah,
know what they look like or whatever.
yeah,
But they're still just leaning into it. They're playing in a character. They're just putting on a it's like a movie, but
yep,
whether you love or hate the music,
mm,
what they're doing, and I've met I've met one of them before, and just super down to earth guy. But
mm,
what they're doing is just so it's just cool. I like
yeah.
shit like that. Just like
Bands are kind of doing now.
regardless of the music.
Yeah. Bands are doing a bit more like these puzzles now, which I think are fun. Like Sleep Token, I know with their new, it looks like they're doing a whole album rollout or something. They have these puzzles and these little clues, and you have to like look into like the internet code and shit like that. And you see, oh my god, instantly on Reddit, particularly like the subreddits of the bands usually that are doing it. It's like
Hmm.
the most nerdy fucking shit I have ever seen, but it's so fun and so
Hmm.
engaging that it kind of like I said, like you're mentioning, reinvigorates that spark of like
Hmm.
not knowing and wanting to figure it out, even if like you might kind of know, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah. I
that
mean,
bit
it's
of
that's
mysteriousness.
sick, dude. That's
Yeah,
so cool. I mean, like, you know, even there's like people that I've met and whatever, and like I've met tons of different artists over the years, and just it's so cool to just be able to know who they are like off stage, but like still on stage, I just can't see them as the person I met off stage.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
so weird, and I love shit like that, like because I know who they are the person off stage,
Yeah.
but like on stage, it's just like I'm just like it's so I don't know, just intimidating.
Yeah. They
Like,
channel some different shit for that. They get
yeah,
into,
and I mean it's just I just want that to just kind of stay around, and I think bands like Sleep Token, I think, I know that they're very popular and blown up all over the place, but very well deserved. I mean, I think they put on they have a very cool like thing that they got going on, what they calling it, like basically they're basically kind of like a cult,
yeah.
like worship, like that you're joining in worship and stuff like that. It's just cool. I mean, we all know it's fake, we all know it's not real, but like it's still just fun to experience, and
Yeah.
just to kind of like just turn reality off and just believe what's happening is actually happening,
Yeah.
even though it's not.
Yeah, it takes you just to this other world,
Role
and
playing.
it's fun. It has a bit of that like escapism too, which I think a lot of people, I mean, appreciate, and obviously that's what people literally play games for a lot of the time too. Besides the competitive part, whether it's like RPG games and shit, is like for that fantasy, that escapism, that excitement, and yeah, it's cool to see some of these bands do it, and like even so, Bring Me did it with their album rollout last year, and they had this weird website shit where you had to decode. And now, Phil, when I did this album stream, I was gone. It was over. We did it right when it came out. Paula gave me too many caipirinhas. I was done. So trying to solve that shit was not going to happen. But I almost wish that everyone didn't know the answer, because, time I said that, like, everyone already knows it because, some person on Reddit took like 5 minutes that's a super fucking fan and like figures it all out. And I
Yeah.
almost wanted to sit there for 2 hours and like solve it myself. But then it was like, oh man, it took me 5 minutes to realize I still had internet, because I thought I got disconnected while streaming, but I was talking to
Yeah.
chat to be like, oh, everyone already knows the answer. I'm just stupid now because I wasn't fast enough. And it's even with things like that, it's cool that bands are doing it, but I wish there was more of that mysteriousness and not everyone just fucking knew everything all the time, because it takes away from that, like, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I wish people didn't know that I was a really nice guy. I wish they thought that I was
I've met
crazy.
Phil. He's actually a dick. Just
No, I mean, I don't want
yeah.
people to think I'm like, a piece of shit or anything. But like,
Right.
sometimes when people say like, yeah, you're kind of intimidating, like you're not very approachable. I've had people tell me that. I'm just like, part of me is like, that's kind of fucking badass. But another part of me, like
Right.
the reality part of me, is just like, oh, I don't want you to think I'm a fucking asshole,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm not. But like, it's cool to have like that split second of just like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's
People
pretty.
think that I'm fucking crazy and whatever, but like in reality, I don't want people to think that of me, but it's cool to have, just that one little moment where they're just like, yeah, when they do talk to me, they're just like, oh yeah,
Just chill.
why didn't I just come up or sooner,
Yeah.
But
Did you have anyone in your life particularly, like, it doesn't have to be a musician, but like a famous person that you met that you also kind of had that, like, oh man, there might be this or this, and you met them and you're like, oh wow, they're just chill. Like, that's fucking, like, it almost tripped you up because it was so weird that, like,
I would say the most like famous, I don't know, because I've met like a few guys in Slipknot. It was very short stints. The one that always sticks out to me,
right.
and a lot of people may not know who he is, but Jerry Cantrell, like
Oh yeah.
from Alice in Chains, just literally like just so nice.
Right.
Okay, well, yeah, Cannibal Corpse, like
Okay, yeah, George.
yeah, like Cannibal, those guys are just so nice. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, if I would have met those guys, I guess whenever I was younger, I would have like been almost like in disbelief, because like I literally thought those guys were just like the most intimidating, crazy people on earth.
Right. I mean, they shout "Icon Blood" in starts with like that's pretty
Yeah.
fucking, like, if you don't know them and you don't see George going to Disney, you're kind of like, does he? Like, is
Yeah.
this a has he gone to the doctor at this point?
Yeah. It's so like, but the one that always stood out to me as far as like, I guess more, that there's kind of like a higher, there's like, levels to like
Yeah.
the, I guess the fame that some people have, but like Jerry Cantrell
Mm.
from Alice in Chains, met him at Golden Gods that we did in like, I can't remember, 2010,
Mm. Yeah.
9 or some shit. I don't know. It was a long ass time ago, but super nice. Also met some Dallas Cowboy offensive linemen, biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life.
Oh shit. Okay.
Football guys. Oh yeah, shit, I forgot.
No, I know I know some football, but I'm Canadian,
Yeah,
so I'm a little we're
yeah,
a little excluded from the world from Canada. We know
yeah,
hockey. That's
yeah.
it.
Offensive. Yeah, it was Dallas Cowboy offensive lineman, and I'm not the biggest guy in the world, that's for sure. So
Mm.
yeah, just the biggest human beings I've ever seen in my life. Just like
Mm.
literally like 6'8", fucking 350, 400 pounds. Just
Jesus Christ.
good God.
Is football big in Knoxville where you're at? Like, is
Oh,
it, yeah.
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's like a
I mean, it's basically what it is, a college football town. I mean, it's
okay.
the University of Tennessee's here. So
That makes sense.
I don't know if people in the chat, they're American. They probably know all about it, at
Mm.
least some of them. But yeah, Southeastern Conference, that's like that's like one of the biggest conferences as far as college football goes.
Oh shit.
Yes, it's just
Mm.
Knoxville during football season is wild.
I have to learn more American things. The biggest American knowledge I got, I don't know if you know Johnny Frank, I had Bill Murray on the stream, and he is just Southern hell yeah, brother. Fucking taught me a bunch of words. I need to learn more American things, Phil. What are I know your fiance's Canadian. What was some things like that you had to teach her as an American that even shocked her as a Canadian? Because I feel like I can relate to this in some capacity.
I think she's one thing for
Mm.
her was just the gun access.
Right. Yes.
Here is
Yes. Shocking.
I mean, you know, just people have them and it's just normal. I
Hmm.
mean, you can walk. We were at Academy the other day, the outdoor sports place, outdoors and sports place. It's like a kind of one of those places.
Right.
Yeah, you can just go over there and buy some. They sell guns there. I mean, it's not like
Right.
fucking anything crazy, but I mean, you could still you could go over there and buy something that could end someone's life. You know what I mean?
That's fucking. Do they do that? Do they sell? Do they sell that at Walmart? Is that like for real?
They used to.
Oh, so
I
that
don't know if
used
they
to be
do
real.
anymore.
Oh shit.
I'm not
Okay.
sure, but yeah, they used to. They used to have a sporting goods section at Walmart where you could buy like
Mhm.
I mean, you couldn't buy like shotguns or anything like that, but
Right.
like definitely like BB guns and like
Okay.
some sort of like it was more or less like supposed to be like hunting stuff. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
That makes a little more sense. Yeah.
Um,
That's I haven't actually seen in Florida. I don't know in Orlando, but also it's funny in Orlando. It's America, but it's really Brazil because it's just everyone from Brazil going to Disney. And I see more.
mhm,
There's literally more Brazilians I think than Americans in
mhm.
Orlando where I live.
Yeah.
So I don't see like as many of like the typical like American like hell yeah kind of fucking
hmm
vibe here. So
hmm
I haven't. I feel like I haven't been exposed as properly to the American lifestyle besides like alligators existing and things like that. And
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
it just depends, I guess, what you're looking for. I mean, the Southeast, I mean, Florida's definitely got its parts, but like as
Yeah,
far as like real southern, like, because like Florida is not really considered like it
right.
is the South, but
It's like super cell. It's past it.
yeah, it's a very weird thing. It's like it's a part of the Southeast, like
Hmm.
geographically and everything. There's people that live there that are southern, just as southern as some people that live in Alabama. But like, yeah, like the deep South, when they refer to that, and this is also a conflict because people in Texas say that they're the deep South, and I'm just
You guys are in the middle
it's
of the place. Come on. Yeah.
it's I don't know. It's a hot button issue for some people, but like
Right.
for me, like the South is like Alabama,
Hmm.
Mississippi, um, Tennessee, Kentucky's kind of lumped in there too.
Gotcha.
Georgia, the Carolinas are in there too.
Someone in chat said Florida is just its own country. I'll take that.
Yeah, like Florida, it's weird. It's like, could you have people, because there's people from there that don't sound Southern at all.
Right,
What I
right.
mean? Like they sound like they're like from like New York or something, something but a lot of people move there, like
Yes.
from like older people move there because it's a warmer climate. They don't have to deal with winter anymore.
I
But
always get surprised by that because it's warmer, but I started to realize as living here, dude, the hurricanes are fucking real, and I don't know why so many old people are like, let's go here in danger. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, it's not a joke.
it's
like,
not, and they live on usually they go to like fucking Naples, right? Like the coast, and I'm like, bro, after being through hurricane season 1 year living here, and I'm lucky I live in Orlando, so I didn't have to really deal with it that badly. But I was like, why the fuck y'all come here? Like if you're like already kind of like dealing and struggling, and you're like you need some more excitement in your life, I guess. Like you
Yeah.
want the ocean to take you. Like what the fuck, man? This is
Yeah,
not the
it's
place to retire.
I guess it'll at least be warm.
It is warm. Yeah.
If they get fucking blown into the atmosphere or some shit. But uh
I'll keep you updated on the Florida man and the Florida hurricane life here.
Yeah, I mean,
Has
it's
your fiance taught you anything Canadian that you didn't know?
oh
before?
yeah, I mean, there's just shit that well, her mom is a Newfie.
Oh, that's real.
So
Okay, so not Toronto. Like that's real
no,
Canada then.
well,
Where you're at.
her mom is from Newfoundland, and her dad is Ukrainian, but Ukrainian Canadian. Like he's not like from Ukraine,
Right.
but like his family history, like her grandmother is Ukrainian as fuck. But
Dude, are we related? That's my background. That's fucking
you're
crazy.
Ukrainian.
I'm Serbian, Ukrainian, a little bit of Russian, a little bit of
Have
a
you
weird
revealed
mixture
like
there
what your
nowadays. But yeah,
have you revealed like what your last name is?
yeah, it's in
Ever
my email.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vich, yeah.
hers is
Oh, the ski. Okay,
yeah,
ski or Vich. That's usually it. I got you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, of course, there's like things like a twofer,
The two.
loony and a toonie. I knew what a loony and a toonie was, but
Right.
um, a twofer is that some sort of like alcoholic thing or
Isn't it 2 for 1? Like you get a
yeah,
two for one.
yeah, or like a skidoo.
Oh, is that the
Skidoo.
zoom on the
Yeah.
water? Yeah, that's stupid. I will, as a Canadian, I will agree that is 100%.
And like here we don't say toque. We say like beanie.
Right. What the fuck is a skidoo called for you guys then? Because I've only known it as a skidoo, even though it's the stupidest word ever. Like
I guess it
a
snowmobile.
a water motorcycle. Like what?
Yeah, like we would never like I've never heard that term ever. Skidoo. And
What the
what
fuck's it
else
called?
is there?
Jet
I
ski.
mean
Okay.
a lot of it too is like Newfie stuff because she literally has a mug that has all the Newfie sayings on it, and not a single one of them makes sense to me. It's like
Right.
the Newfie sayings are just like it's not even like English. It's because I mean they're kind of like Irish.
Oh, see, that's some
But it's
history shit there. Probably that happened. I've watched
yeah,
Vikings, which had nothing to do with Irish, but like I've watched Vikings, and I'm sure a Vikings and the territories had landed in Canada at some point. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
historical knowledge. That's it.
yeah. But yeah, I mean it's nothing. There's definitely been a few things I'm just like yeah I've never heard that before in my life, and there's like stores too like the because we have like Home Depot
Yep,
and you guys have like
we've we have Canadian Tire specifically.
yeah that's another one
Hmm.
and what else was it
Oh my,
she calls it she always calls it the one that's in Canada, but ours is called Home Depot,
okay,
but yours is called Home maybe something.
not
I know you guys
homes.
have like a Home Sense.
Oh yeah, Home Sense, Home Goods, but that's American too.
Yeah, we have Home Goods.
Home Hardware.
Home Hardware. That's what it is.
Okay,
Yeah, she'll say that sometimes, and I'm just like, I've never heard of this place. We have Home
Yeah.
Depot.
Right.
And she'll be like, and like still to this day, she'll be like, you want to go to, we can maybe go to Home Hardware or something. I'm just like, we don't have a Home Hardware here. It's Home
Right.
Depot.
Yeah. Dude, I mess up too. I keep calling when we go to when we go to Publix, I keep calling it Sobeys, which is a Toronto one, like a Sobeys or a Metro, as like a
Oh
grocery store,
yeah.
or like a Loblaws. You guys don't have that shit here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I do the same thing here, and Paula like stares at me for like 10 seconds because she also because it's also because it's English, and she speaks English super well, but she's also like, are you trying to say like a new word to like what is this that you're talking about? She'll stare at me for like 10 seconds and be like, what the fuck is that? Like
Yeah.
that's not near us. And I have to say it like 3 times. I'm like, oh my God, it's a Publix, which everyone goes. Dude, I didn't know Publix was so a thing. Like that is
Well, yeah, Publix was like more a Florida thing.
yeah.
It just moved up to like, we have Publix now,
Gotcha.
but it used to be just like Florida had Publix. Another one that you guys have in Canada that is horrible here is A&W.
Oh, yep. Yep.
A&W in
Yep.
Canada is apparently actually good. Here it's trash.
It was pretty decent there. We have, and I hated having this, the LCBO. We have only one store that sells alcohol. Like the grocery stores and stuff don't sell it. They can't. It's literally one store, and it's called the LCBO, like the liquor something fucking boutique. So if you don't have one near you, which is probably good, don't drink and don't drink, kids. That's it. It's not gonna happen. So you have to go to that specific store. And then I remember coming here, and you go to a Publix, and there's just straight up hard alcohol there, and I'm like, that is fucking crazy to me, dude.
Oh yeah, and like wine. Wine is like there was because like there was like a big like petition going around to like make like wine because you can only really get wine at like liquor stores and stuff like that. So
Right.
and then they finally like started putting it in grocery stores now.
Jeez.
But
America's crazy. God bless America. Let's go. Play the national
I love
anthem.
it. I mean, I know people have their, this is where I grew up. I love it here. I mean, are we a perfect country? Definitely not. But she's definitely got her quarrels with it. I would say that the American health system is not very good.
It's interesting.
I mean, it's like you can get good care,
Right.
but good luck paying it off.
Yeah.
You're in debt for the rest of your, like, God forbid you break your arm, like, and you don't have like coverage or something. You know what I mean? Just like, all right, well, guess I'll pay this off for the next 20 years.
Yeah. That's like, dude, for shows in America too, like kids got to be actually careful if they're moshing because it's like, that's going to be an expensive mosh, dude. That's an expensive fucking show. If you have some dude in the pit doing windmills because he's an asshole, you're going to have some trouble there.
Yeah, and I saw somebody in the chat said dental is worse. Like, they're not lying either. Like, dental care here is like, they don't even cover, like, they cover a fraction of what it costs. So it's like you're basically paying for dental insurance.
Right.
And like, say you need to get like a root canal, and it's like $1,500 or $2,000 to get a root canal, pretty much. They'll pay like $300. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Nah, dude. Oh, fuck.
why do I have this? I'll just not have dental insurance and just pay for it myself whenever I have to.
Just brush your teeth to that fucking point.
Yeah,
dude.
just down the long in the long run, it just doesn't make sense for me to have this because teeth problems are obviously, that's just all insurance is. It's just a big what if.
Yeah,
And
dude.
you just pay for it until you need it.
America life is crazy. It is something that has been growing on me as I've been here, and it's definitely been it's been a vibe. A lot of cool stuff, a lot of weird stuff. But yeah, the thing I'll appreciate, because bands don't fucking like to come to Toronto that often, is there's a lot of shows. So thank God.
Yeah, I mean, every time we've played Canada, it's been awesome. Now, one thing I will say about the insurance thing, just to correct it, is that it also just depends on what you have, because there's so many. When it comes to insurance, it's like, dude,
it's very
it's
confusing.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
I came in
very exhausting because it's just like, well, I can have this plan and it'll cover this, but I don't really need that right now, so I'll just get this. But it also, like, but God forbid if something happens, you know what I mean? Like, and also too with your job, it just also depends. Like, if you have a really good job that has a really good insurance plan, like, Like I've heard like one of the biggest, I don't know which UPS, like our mail service
Yeah.
here, uh, they, I've heard nothing but like if you have their insurance plan, like you can literally have the worst disease in the world, they'll cover it.
Oh shit.
So like, it's very dependent. It's very dependent.
I didn't
It's just
expect mail delivery to be an intensive like need to watch out like health job, but like I can see it. I mean, those motherfuckers. It's rain and you still gotta deliver the mail. It's thundering. I live in Florida. It's a hurricane. Like you got to get that Amazon package, or people are gonna be fucking pissed, dude.
yeah.
Like they're
Yeah, I mean, that's all I've heard. UPS apparently is like one of the greatest places to work as far as like, because you can actually like, get very high up in the company. And again, like I heard a story, somebody, it's anecdotal, but like,
right.
yeah, dude worked for UPS. Unfortunately, got some form of cancer. They paid for everything, paid for
wow.
all the treatment.
Yo,
It's
UPS,
like,
respect. I that's the carrier now. That's the
yeah,
fucking one to go.
yeah.
Phil, dude, holy shit. I feel like we could talk for a long fucking time. First of all, thank you for coming to shoot the shit. Is there anything, obviously, leading up to release, which this is going to come out tomorrow, so it's still, technically, the album, I guess, is out in, like, I don't know, Europe or UK for you fancy motherfuckers out there. It's not out in
Yeah, I was a
America yet.
dumbass. I thought our album was coming out tonight at midnight, and I was just like, I don't even know how I mixed that up.
It's some bands do release on Wednesdays just because it's fucking different. Every band releases on Friday now. But is there, like, what do you guys have, I guess, in terms of plans and all that, and also I guess in general, like how have you been? Because I know obviously you guys had the tour, and then you kind of took a little bit of a break to kind of get things sorted. Like, how has that been all for you since doing that? Because I remember even seeing that you posted that, and I was like, oh damn, like like you were very like vulnerable and kind of like there, and that's something you don't see from a lot of musicians. Usually, they kind of just go dark and that's it. You just don't hear from them. Like how have things been for you since then and all that?
Oh, it's been good. I mean, I've had like, uh my things that I've dealt with as far as like, mental health or whatever. Like I'm in therapy now, which has been great.
That's great, dude.
Yeah, but I think it's something that I've just put off for a long time. I think everyone could use therapy. I think everyone should if they have access to it. But I've been good. I just wanted to take some time to deal with that, and also just like catch up on like my physical health too, because I've
Right.
just kind of neglected it for so long. Not saying I like treat myself like shit. I'm just saying like just going to get like just shit checked out, because there's been a few things I've noticed, like I have like uh I have like a gallbladder issue, and
Right,
just
right.
stuff like I just never really checked up on, and I just wanted to have some time to just kind of like, all right, I need to have some me time,
Yeah.
figure out what's going on with me, and yeah,
Yeah, just
just
check it. Make it, dude. That's so important. And please, God, if anyone takes a message away from this, is definitely like to check yourself, make sure you're okay, because that's the most important thing. I think, especially like in a musician or people in this like a creative field, they take so long and they kind of just burn out. They burn. They forget
Yeah.
they start not eating properly. They don't check on their mental health. They don't. If they used to exercise, they stop exercising, and it can get like really bad, because then it all comes at one time and you're like, oh fuck. And then people just sometimes can't handle it, and that's
Yeah.
like really scary. That's a really scary place to be, to leave things unchecked. So honestly, like, mad respect to taking that time. And now it's even seeing when you're talking about it and seeing the community kind of like just like be like, dude, like do your thing. I loved seeing that, and that's a beautiful part of the community actually, that I think nowadays I think they appreciate and respect a lot more, is just that openness and that willingness to like just like get things checked, make sure everything's good. Because like if it's, dude, people that leave that shit unchecked, it's scary as fuck, man. And I guess it's really it's a thing. So dude, with that, I'm glad you're doing better and sorting things out. What's the plans you guys got besides, you have the album, you have the tour, and obviously don't announce anything you guys can't say, but like what is Whitechapel plans, but what is Philly B plans for 2025?
yeah, just to do this Hymns and Distance tour, and then we're going to Europe for 3 weeks or so to do like festival stuff, and then coming back. And yeah, we haven't really announced anything for after that, but
Yeah.
we're definitely talking about what we're going to be doing. Kind of just waiting for offers and all the stuff we don't want to deal with. We just are managers,
Gotcha.
have them figure all that shit out. But we definitely have stuff that we're planning on doing in this fall, but just nothing set in stone yet. But
Gotcha.
yeah, just get this album out so people can actually listen to it, and we don't have to fucking keep our mouth shut about it anymore. It's because that's been the worst part about it. It's just like, God, I just want everyone to hear this shit. Jesus.
Right.
Takes like fucking 45 years to release an album now.
We're gonna on Friday, Phil. We're gonna have a little party here at 5 p.m. EST. And we're gonna, I like I said, I gotta find a way to make myself in a cave. That's logistics. We'll find a cave nearby.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's exciting, and even for me, man, I gotta say this is probably one of the most exciting records and releases of the year, and I think that's for many people. Like in terms of heavy music, like you guys have been killing it. The singles have been sick, and these teasers too are fucking crazy. I love that you guys are like doing a little teaser of every song before the release. That's kind of like an OG thing. Like bands just don't do that anymore. I don't know why, because it's like it's fun to hear these little tidbits.
Yeah, Alex, our guitar player, just kind of said that this is what they're going to do for the like countdown until the album comes out. I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. And you just give a little snippet of it,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just felt like an eternity that we feel like we did this album like fucking 5 years ago, and we're just now releasing it. It's just so crazy how long it takes for this shit to just release.
Right. Yeah. I mean, nowadays with distribution, vinyl, vinyl production, I don't know what it's at now, but I'm assuming that shit's like 6 months at least.
Yeah, it's like we're already fucking sick of the songs. You know what I mean? Like we're already just like, fucking God, let's just make something else new so we can, not have to listen to this shit all the time. But nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited for it to come out, and hopefully it doesn't fucking suck ass.
Hopefully it doesn't suck ass. Phil, bro, it's always a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming to shoot the shit as well. I know it's been a bit today, man. And dude, yeah, honestly, always just a pleasure. Guys, you know what the fuck it is. It's Whitechapel, their brand new record out tomorrow. If this is coming out on Thursday, out Friday, check it out. We're going to be checking it out here on Twitch as well from start to finish. Dude, I got to find a fucking cave. And dude, Phil, honestly, like I said, such a fucking pleasure always chatting with you. What is the best place for people to support you besides Whitechapel? Like, is it I don't know, fucking Instagram?
I mean, yeah, just merchandise and coming to shows. That's like pretty much everything. Obviously buying the album. Yeah, just for lack of a better word, buy shit. That's the best way to do it.
Buy shit. Follow Phil
too.
It. Yeah, Phil, you got to stream. You got to stream again, bro. People got to follow Phil on Twitch, by the way, as well, and just show him the love, dude. Phil, thank you for coming by, brother. I appreciate it, man. We talked for a minute. Jesus Christ, I appreciate that too. Yeah. Thanks for your time, bro.
Yeah, no problem.
Phil Bozeman, everybody. Show the homie the love. Check out the new record. And fucking yeah, lose your shit, dude. I'm so fucking stoked. I'm very stoked for Friday. I'm fucking stoked to check this shit out. So, dude, thanks for coming, man. And we'll talk soon, homie. All right.
All right.
Sick. Have a good one, dude.
Peace.
See ya.